Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and simple card using the Stampin' Up embossing paste. Now traditionally embossing paste took a long time to dry, but the great thing about the Stampin' Up one is it is super quick, so you can have an embossed card done in just a flash. So I've got a little piece of the Berry Burst cardstock. This is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches, and I'm going to take one of the masks. Now there are 4 masks in the pack. It's available. That is the clouds, the bricks. We've got like a little diamond one. That's the one I'm going to use today, and we've got this beautiful medallion type mask, and these are quite strong and thick and obviously reusable. So let's get started with our paste. So you should keep the paste closed up when you're not using it. If you're leaving it for a little while, put a little bit of cling film over it. That can really help. And the tools to use the paste, you actually get 3 palette knives. And just choose the one that feels the most comfortable for you. There isn't a particular one for a particular technique. Just use what feels most comfortable. Now, I'm going to lay this over the top, like so, and I'm going to swoosh my paste across. That's the technical term. And you can see I'm just laying the paste on and then kind of scraping it to get some of that area covered, but not all of it. And I'm taking quite a lot back off again. So the paste will last you quite a good amount of time. If you do that, pop it back in the pot and then put the lid back on again. Okay, let's lift this off. And you can see that is such a pretty effect. Now you can do all sorts of other things with this paste, and I am going to have an online class coming up on that very, very soon. But this is just the simple effect of just using it white. You can colour it, you can spritz it, you can daub it, you can use it with all sorts of other different media, but that is the plain thing. Now you can see I just wiped the edges with my fingers, or you could do that with one of your tools just to give a nice neat finish. Now you'll notice I did this on top of a silicone mat. That's really good for cleanup. Now you can either take this to the sink if you're working at home, or you can take a wipe and just give that mat a really quick clean up. You will also want to clean up your mask. And the other side as well. Let's wipe again. I just want to make sure this is all nice and clean, and the reason is because this dries so fast. As I said, traditionally you would have to wait a long time for that paste to dry, but this is super quick. So I'm just setting that piece that I've done to one side for a moment, and we will bring in our card. Now I'm doing this with thick Whisper White, and this is an A4 piece cut in half along the short edge, so cut in half long ways and folded in half. And I'm going to use Berry Burst ink again. And the happy birthday I've chosen is this one from Feather Together. Do you know, I don't use the feathers very often from that, but I use the greetings all the time. It's a beautiful font, and it is in the current Stampin' Up catalogue. So there is my happy birthday. You see how pretty that font is. Really lovely. Okay. Now we want to give this a little bling, so the first thing we're going to do is to add some pretty crinkled seam binding ribbon, and I'm going to just tie that round the front layer of the card up at the top and make a nice ribbon, make a nice bow. And I find this seam binding ribbon really forgiving when it comes to bow tying. I have got a whole video on bow tying if that is something that you would be interested in. let me know. As I say, this one is, as she drops the reel on the floor, this one is just so easy to use, and you can get a really pretty finish there. Right, let's put this to one side and bring in the big shot. So the dies I'm going to use are these butterfly ones from the You Move Me Thinlits. This is a really clever set that makes flying butterflies, and I will have a video on my blog if I haven't already. But this is kind of like a separate piece that doesn't really work with the moving bit, but it's just such a pretty butterfly. It's actually in two pieces. Can you see it's layered like so? And I'm just going to pop that on some copper foil, and we will pop that through the big shot. And isn't that pretty? Copper butterfly. I think this will work really well with this card. So if I bring my base card in now. Now, I've been doing this live, so other than maybe a quick speed up here and there, we're pretty much at about, I don't know, 5 minutes or something since I've done this, and this is dry enough to handle. It is really quite quick, as I say, in drying. It depends how thickly you do it, because you can do some very thick techniques on there as well with it. And I'm going to just pop that down and layer that onto the front of my card. And then I want to add this super pretty butterfly. And the easiest way to do that is with our mini dimensionals, which I just adore. They're so good for these detailed cut thinlit dies. It saves you cutting down bigger dimensionals. And let's pop it on there. There we go, just a little bit of shine on that card, and it gives it such a kind of warm finish to it as well. So there you go, that is how quick and easy an embossing card can be. So if you haven't tried it, why not have a go with the embossing paste? Thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today, and I'll be back soon with more.